All right, we're going to review how to add polynomials. If we remember, poly, like our polygon, meant many, and nomials here means terms. And in algebra, a term includes a variable. It can be a number all by itself. That can be a whole number or a fraction. It also includes a number times a variable. So we're going to look at adding polynomials, adding algebraic expressions that have more than one term. You're only going to do the addition ones. I've changed some of them on my sheet to addition that originally were subtractions. 3 and 4 are originally subtractions. We're going to do those as examples, so I changed those to additions. So if you remember, the first thing we did is we circled our sign in between our polynomials. This lets us know what we're doing. We're adding. We circled them. We don't do anything else with them now. Our first step, I'm going to do number 3. Our first step is to rewrite both equations without the parentheses, because what this is saying is the quantity 6a to the fourth plus 5a to the second should be added to the quantity 5a to the second minus 8a to the fourth. So we're going to write these down, and we simply bring these down. Our first term is 6a to the fourth. Note I called this a term. It's not a number by itself. It's not a variable by itself. This whole thing works like one unit, so we call it a term. 6a to the fourth plus, we bring down our sign, 5a squared or to the second. We circled our addition sign. That's what we're doing. We don't write that down. Our next term for our second polynomial is 5a squared. Remember that when a term is written inside the parentheses and there's no sign, it's automatically positive. So we're adding plus positive 5a squared, and we're bringing down our next term, minus 8a to the fourth. The next thing we need to do, now that we've looked at this, is we need to look at what each variable is. So we're looking here. Our variable is a. Now we need to look to the exponents. We need to find the variable with the highest exponent, the largest exponent. If we look here, we have a to the fourth, a to the second, a to the second, a to the fourth. A to the fourth is my highest exponent. Just like in class, we started with pink. You are going to highlight or circle any term that has a to the fourth, including the number and the sign. Negative 8 or minus 8a to the fourth. The next thing I'm going to do, I double check, there's no more a to the fourths. So I'm going to write below that first equation a pink line. That lets me know that I'm taking these two terms and I'm now going to combine them to get one term. We put those in our calculator. My calculator's a little different, but remember here, 6, it's positive, we don't have to put a sign in there. So we will have 6 minus 8. Our answer is negative 2. So we combined our pink terms, rewrite our answer here, which is negative 2, and we have to attach the same variable, a to the fourth. We combined our terms, 6 and negative 8. We keep our variable, a to the fourth. We're now done with those pink terms. Now we have to look at the rest of our equation. I have two terms left, plus 5a squared plus 5a squared. I'm going to circle them both or highlight them in another color. I'm going to use yellow. I circle the term 5a squared, and I see this also has an a squared, so I'm circling a squared, the number that's attached, along with the sign that goes with it. I'm going to attach a yellow line to the pink one. Our first terms, now we're going to combine our second-like terms. Our second-like terms are plus 5 plus 5. So in my calculator, because it's a positive, I don't have to put the plus in because we automatically assume when a number is by itself, it's positive. So 5 plus 5 gives me 10. I write my 10 here. I know it's by itself. I have to add the sign here. Plus, because it's all by itself, it's positive. Plus 10, our variable that's attached to the yellow terms, a squared. I double check here. I have every term highlighted. I combined our pink terms. I combined our yellow terms. There's nothing left without highlighting. I'm done. That's my answer. So 6a to the fourth plus 5a squared plus the quantity 5a squared minus 8 to the fourth equals negative 2a to the fourth plus 10a squared. We're done. We do nothing after that. Let's take a look at another example. Let's do number 4. I do the same thing. I know it's addition. I've circled my addition sign. I'm going to rewrite what's inside the parentheses without them. 6x squared plus 1 minus 7a squared minus 1. I have it rewritten. The next thing I do is I look at the variables. X is my variable. X squared is my highest variable. These terms don't have a variable attached. That's okay. But we always start with the highest variable. Our highest variable is x squared, so we're highlighting or circling that term. The numbers included, we're highlighting and circling x squared along with the number that's attached to x squared and the sign. I'm drawing my pink line here because it tells me this is where I'm combining my pink terms. I then put in my calculator. 6 minus 7. I get negative 1. Negative 1 is my combination of my pink terms. Our variable is attached. I'm done with my pink terms. I go back to my equation. I have two things that are not highlighted. Neither one of these terms has a variable attached. That's okay. It's still a term. They're still similar. So I'm going to highlight or circle both of those terms. I have plus 1. I have minus 1. I'm going to attach my same color line here. I'm combining these two terms. Let's put this in the calculator to see what we get. We have 1 minus 1. Our answer is 0. Because our answer is 0, you have two choices. You can leave it blank, or you can say plus 0. 0 is absent. You don't have to put something, but if you want it there for a number, you can do so. We're going to take a look at a problem that's a little bit longer. So we're going to take a look back here at number 13. I have inside here 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. I'm adding all 4 of these terms because there's an addition sign between our parentheses with all 4 of these terms. Step 1, copy these down. So we have 2 n to the third plus 6 n to the fourth plus 7n minus n squared. Now I know that when n is by itself, we always have a magic number 1. I always write my 1 in so I don't forget to add or subtract that. These are my first 4 terms. I'm adding them to these terms. I'm adding them to negative 1, because there's no number in front of it, n to the fourth plus 2n to the third plus 1 plus 8n. It's a lot of terms, but you still follow the exact same step. We're going to look at our variables. Our variable is n. So let's take a look at our exponents. We need to find the highest exponent. We have n to the third, n to the fourth, n by itself, n squared, n to the fourth, n to the third, no variable, and n by itself. 4 is my biggest number, so I'm going to circle or highlight any term with n to the fourth. I need to include the number attached along with the sign. There's another n to the fourth here. I'm circling or highlighting that entire term with the number. We're going to draw our pink line here so that we know that's where we're combining this answer. So we're going to take 6, our first one here, 6 minus 1. Pay attention. Do you see how I just put 6 in here? I didn't add the plus. If you put plus in first, it will add the answer to the previous problem that you did. So when it's 6 by itself plus, it's still a positive 6. It enters in as 6 minus 1. We get 5. So we write 5 on our pink line. What variable do we attach to it? N. And our n is to the fourth power. Now we need to go back and see what our next highest variable is. We have n to the third, n by itself, n to the second, n to the third, n by itself. N to the third as our next highest variable. So we're going to highlight that in a different color or circle it. We need to include the variable, the exponent, the number, and the sign that is attached. N to the third, that's to the second. Here's n to the third. We're highlighting it. Remember, that's a positive number. We're going to put it in our calculator. After we draw our line, we have our pink terms combined. Now we go to our yellow terms. 2 plus 2 equals 4. It's a positive 4, so we're adding 4. We have to attach our n, and it is to the third power. Now we have to go back to our original equation. I still have terms that are not highlighted, so now I need to go back to the variables. Here's n. This one's n squared. This one's n all by itself. N squared is my next highest exponent. I'm going to pick a different color. I'm going to highlight or circle that term. There's no other n to the second. I don't have to do anything because it's all by itself. I put my orange line down here. I just bring this term down because I don't have anything else to combine it to. Minus 1n squared. I gotta go back. This is highlighted, this is highlighted. This is not highlighted. It has the exponent n. That's all by itself. Here it has the exponent n, so we're going to pick a different color. We're going to highlight it or circle it. N. I have another n way down here. Here's my green line for combining. I have 7 and an 8 that needs to be combined. So in my calculator, remember we don't hit plus. Do you see how when I hit plus it says answer? If you get that in your calculator, you need to erase it and start with just 7. 7 plus 8 equals 15. That's our green terms combined. positive 15. Our variable is n. We have to double check. Highlighted, highlighted. We're done, we're done. Highlighted, highlighted. We have one term that's not highlighted yet. It's a number all by itself. I can just bring that term directly down here and add it to our equation. I don't have to do anything with it. There's no other numbers, so I bring it down just like I brought our orange term, negative 1n squared, straight down. So your answer is 5n to the fourth plus 4n to the third minus 1n squared plus 15n plus 1.